This is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.gyenamejourney.com.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands and bow your heads. Let us pray. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He ready amongst the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and the needy, deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They go upon and back. All the foundations of the earth are out of court. I have said, you are God, and all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth. Thou shalt endure all nations. Allahu Akbar.
This is Canal 6, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Keep up with the journey. Check out what we have done in the past. Go to journeyarchives.com.
This is Ancestor, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Be sure to follow Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter. Check us out. Join the journey.
This is Ancestor, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio with Monica. Enjoy. This is Marina with the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
This is Willie. Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I want to give a shout out to Silver Kevin, all my Silver Nation out there. I want to give a shout out to my mom. I want to give a shout out to my dad for raising me and my family to be around me. And I want to give a shout out to the people of my generation that's trying to do something big.
Cleveland, and you're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio.
Peace, hoax up. This man saw hoax up, aka Mr. Diddy. Mr. Diddy doesn't sound good. I think it sounds great. Peace. I'm listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio, aka Mr. Diddy. Mr. Diddy doesn't. If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry his name. This is Brother Hatim coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Shouts out to the Gye-Nyame tribe, Gye-Nyame family. Stand up, please.
You're not adding anything to the culture that you claim. You don't deserve to carry your name.
This is Brother Hachette coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Shouts out to Ancestor. Stand up. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Peace. This is Gina. And you are now on Gye-Nyame Radio. Peace.
What's up, family? This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I got a bunch of stuff going on in the background. All right, this is Gye-Nyame. Welcome to the congregation, Mike. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Kind of mixed up. Of course, you know there's a Heart of Some production, and of course, right now we are on Folk Tales for Grown Folks. Oh my God, oh my God. Well, we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Oh, family. We are up and we are streaming on YouTube. We are streaming on Facebook. I am streaming on, well, 2 channels on YouTube. We're streaming on Facebook. We're also streaming right now on Periscope. All of them appear to be up. I can't see no comments. I see a comment from someone on YouTube, Miss Cindy Johnson. What's up, Miss Cindy Johnson? Thank you for joining us. It don't identify which channel on YouTube you are on, but yo, we trying to grow the family. Make sure that you like, throw up some thumbs, and then most importantly, share, because the conversation we're going to get into is going to be good. I see Lady J has already joined us in the chat room. I'm going to switch the camera over to the other side. This camera got to move. Oh, okay. It's Sister Cynthia. All right, cool. What's up, Sister Cynthia? Yep, I can see your comments. And it's going down here at the journey. I got my little water. You know what I'm saying? I had me a nice little salad. My kids should be in bed, but of course they're going to hear and they're going to try to come down or try to interfere with what's going on, because that's what they do. That's what babies do, right? So I want to welcome everybody once again tonight on a great Kuji Chagalia evening. We are kicking it live on the Gye-Nyame Journey. So let's read the story first. Because you know how our conversations get. We start talking, and next thing you know, man, we in a whole nother realm. But I'm gonna be clicking back and forth, so I apologize for that, because I want to make sure that everybody that is on, whether you're on Spreaker or whether you're on Periscope, whether you're on YouTube, any of those people that want to join in, of course, the Facebook fam, if y'all want to comment, I want to make sure that I'm able to keep up with your comments. See your comments, because I want everybody to know that all of them are important to me. All of them are important to me. So I want to make sure we stay in touch, because Gye-Nyame Journey that's what we're about. You know what I'm saying? We're about straight nation building. And tonight we are on Uber Conference right now. For those that don't know, the Uber Conference number is 614. Let me say it again, 614-556-4535. As a matter of fact, let me put that up in a live stream. I'm thirsty, show. I'm working on Ambrosia right now. It's on day 2, and I will check it tomorrow morning. And then I will start, for those people, I still have to let it sit So you'll probably have some by Nia or at the latest Kaumba. Call-in number for all those out there. Number is 614-556-4535. Man, oh man, there we go, family. So I just sent it up. I still ain't seeing my own comments. I don't know what's up with that, but I ain't gonna fret it. I'm throwing the comments up. If y'all can see the comments, y'all let me know. Let me know. If y'all can see the comments, let me know. Try to throw your comments in. I'm gonna try to make sure I get to all of them. If you're on Spreaker, hit me up. If you're on Uber, we have Lady J with us in the Uber conference. What's going on, Lady J?
Not much.
All right. Any quick announcements? Just quick. Anything quick?
No, I prefer to wait.
All right, cool. All right, family. So on October 6th, we have the movie night. The movie will be Dark Girls. It'll be at Millennium Community School starting at 3 p.m. October 6th. It's gonna be a nice little piece, right? I need y'all to come and help support. $5 for adults. Everybody under 17 gets in for free. Gonna have a full concession stand. The movie's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to come on out, enjoy. Let's network. Let's talk. Let's look at the information in the movie and let's have a nice discussion around it. Adults bring kids. Kids, encourage the adults to come out. Now, if there are any children out there listening in, this is folk tales for grown folks, where I need you to go on to bed. You know what I'm saying? Because we're about to get it in. All right, so the folk tale for this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is called The Lion and the Eagle. An eagle stayed his flight and entreated a lion to make an alliance with him to their natural or mutual advantage. My fault. Let me start over. An eagle stayed his flight and entreated a lion to make an alliance with him to their mutual advantage. The lion replied, "I have no objections, but you must excuse me for requiring you to find surety for your good faith. For how can I trust anyone as a friend who is able to fly away from his bargain whenever he please?" One more time. An eagle stayed his flight and entreated a lion to make an alliance with him to their mutual advantage. The lion replied, "I have no objection, but you must excuse me for requiring you to find surety for your good faith. For how can I trust anyone as a friend who is able to fly away from his bargain whenever he pleases?" Now, the moral of this one is try before you trust. Now, because trust is entered in that one, the Millennium 7 principle, of course, is trust, and also faith. Imani is the principle. So what I want to try covering and try finding is the principles that these folk tales cover. So, Lady J, you want to take it or you want me to hit it first?
You can hit it first.
All right. So let's see. I'm just checking the chats now. I want to make sure we got everybody in that needs to be in. I sent out the black signal. I don't know if anybody got it. All those out there that got it, hit me up on. Let me refresh. I'm gonna try to refresh real quick. I'm gonna refresh on my chat as well. So y'all excuse me. So a lot of the stuff that's on there now is gonna fall off. All right, cool. So it ain't sure. Okay, there we go. Okay, she got it. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so we know the black signal went out, so it's just a slow night. So first off, the thing that struck me most about this one is try before you trust. And a lot of times when we go into, Anubis got his as well, so Facebook is up. Brother Kwame got the black signal. I see all of y'all comments. And I'm thinking that the comments, the way I got this set up, is that the comments should kind of repeat on the timeline. So Sister Cynthia, if you could, you should be seeing some of these other messages that's coming through. So, and Brother Kwame and Brother Anubis, y'all should be able to see Sister Cynthia's. If not, I have to go back and see about some reprogramming. But anyway, so when we read this piece, it's try before you trust. So before you go into any alliance, before you form any partnership, before you meet with your oh, she just see her own. So, okay, so it's not crossing. So I got to figure out what's going on with that. All right, but now the issue for this one is that before you go into a partnership with someone, before you form an alliance with a group or form an alliance with another individual, you have to make sure that they have skin in the game, that they can't just jump up and leave. So the eagle and the lion are both excellent hunters, but the eagle has the advantage because the eagle could go somewhere that the lion can't reach, right? So the eagle can start trouble for the lion. The eagle can get involved in something too big for him, or and just flee. Or the eagle can even snatch a large portion of whatever they were out hunting together and just fly away, right? The lion could put in all the work, chase down a large bit of prey, and the eagle has the ability to just jump up and fly off. Right? A lot of times when we look at some of the partnerships that are formed, now let's go to black community first. A lot of the alliances that we have with the black community, we see individuals that use us like this. They come in with their pretty wings and they say, hey, we want to partner up with you. Hey, our struggle is just like your struggle. And then soon as the prey is caught, what do? They fly away. Or soon as the scrap becomes too big, they just fly away. You know what I'm saying? How do you handle that situation? Go ahead, Lady J. You was about to say something.
I wasn't.
Oh, okay. So that one is very simple. An eagle stayed his flight and entreated a lion to make alliance. Now, check this out. Here's what the lion's wisdom said. The lion said, listen, I need to entreat you. Let's look at the words exactly. I have no objection, but you must excuse me for requiring you to find surety for your good faith. So the lion didn't just take the eagle's word. The lion wanted a surety. The lion wanted a down payment. The lion wanted some flesh. The lion wanted to see that the eagle would be able to hold to his part of the bargain. If we're going to put in this work and we're going to be a partnership, when we catch this whatever we hunting, what have you provided me that will prove that you won't just jump up and leave? Right? Now, we got to ask that question to ourselves about some of the relationships that we may have in our own personal lives. What is the surety that you have? What is the flesh, the skin in the game that you have from another person that they will not abandon soon as hard times hit? See, because a lot of us, we get involved in situations where we allow individuals to get involved with something that we are doing, have their say, do whatever they want in the organization or within the family or in the group or whatever it is, and they have absolutely no investment, nothing to lose. So when things start going south, what happens to them? What happens to them? Right? I don't have to stick around. I got my duffel bag. I could go and pack my stuff up and be gone by tomorrow. Right? Many of us, we go into these relationships just using trust, but not using the wisdom to demand that this individual leave something on the table to make sure that they will not leave when times get rough. They will not leave once the prize is captured and try to get away with the whole prize. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta grow up out of that. That's not a healthy way to be as an individual, and that's not a healthy way to be as a people. That's my take on it. Anybody else? I'm getting messages, so go ahead and type it up. Well, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper on it. What, Lady J? You ain't got nothing? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I pretty much agree. So ironically, I was just speaking with the gentleman. I went to a meeting yesterday, and within the meeting, the people were lamenting because of they are actually working with youth in the organization. You know, they got this football league, and then the city is charging them enormous fees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ungodly fees. And so they say, okay, we're going to get together and we're going to go to the city council and require them to lessen these fees because, they want to keep kids off the street and, here we are doing it for free. And so I sat in the meeting and I listened and I tried not to reveal my thinking, right? Mm-hmm. Because my thinking was that we're going to go to the city council. You guys are going to go to the city council. You're going to petition them and ask them to lower these fees with the argument that they want to, with the assumption, we're assuming that they want to keep kids off the streets, right? Mm-hmm. But as I thought about it, Hatim, again, creating this alliance, I actually spoke with a gentleman today, and I said we should be mindful that before we go create an alliance with someone else or ask them what they could do for us, we need to ask ourselves what we could do for ourselves, right? So from that, I kind of flipped it around, and I'm thinking that once we go before city council making these claims, there's a chance that we're going to be asked to show and prove, right? You say that you're doing this, that you need these prices to be lower because this is what you're doing, but are you really doing that? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
We say, so my thing is, we have, I'm just going to use myself for an example. I provide a ministry. I do this ministry through Cheer. I have people now, when I got into this, I knew why I got into it. I wanted to provide a positive influence on not only my young girls, but also on my coaches, because I had been involved with it for years and I watched these women were nasty. So one day I decided I've never done anything like this, but I'm going to go do this so that I could be a role model, right? So I could be a positive force. But at the end of the day, I'm providing a service, and those people who are part of my program don't have my same vision, right? They don't have the same why. And so my thing is, when we get into alliances, it is imperative that we ask people to show and prove. It is imperative that we align our vision. It is imperative that we do give them a chance to show and prove, because sometimes their why is not your why. Mm-hmm. And then that becomes a problem.
Put that skin in the game.
You could.
You hear me?
What'd you say?
Action will put that skin in the game.
Yeah, but even again, you could put some skin in the game, but still, your why is not my why.
So I don't think it has to be. I think y'all need to have the same goal in mind. Like, It's the goal. It's the goal. Y'all seeking the same goal, but maybe for different reasons.
Uh-oh, that's
that I would align with that, because I argued that last week on the show. Like, a lot of times we may not have the same route that we're taking. We may not have the same means, but if we're all going towards the same goal, then I can align with you. But that's not always the case either.
But let me say this, because your why is your why. You understand what I'm saying? So the lion wanted to eat, the bird wanted to eat, the eagle wanted to eat. The issue, and I don't even think it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? What the lion wanted from this eagle is, because they both had the same vision. They both wanted to eat. And it would be very efficient if the eagle and the lion will work together. It's a good match, right? But the only thing because, like, for example, in this story, the visions line up. We both want to eat. We both want to get something good. We both want to get something large enough to fill our bellies. But what the issue here is not the denial of the vision or different visions. The issue at hand here is, how do I know that when it comes down to us getting to the finish line, how do I know that you won't pick up and run? How can I trust you when you can go somewhere where I can't? You could just fly away. Hard times come, you could just fly away. You could just grab your little piece of meat and keep it moving. You could look at something more advantageous and you could just leave me in the lurch. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's the issue. The issue is not in this particular folktale, it's not about different visions. It's about skin in the game. It's about how do I give you my trust? And this is a major issue in our communities. When it comes to us building and talking about nation building and tribe building, how can I give you my trust? What have you invested? One of the things that I learned when we was doing the Malcolm X Festival, you know what I'm saying? Sister Jill came in, and one of the first things she had us do, she looked at how organized. She like, no, we ain't gonna do that. That's some bullshit you doing there, Hotel. First off, boom, she organized everything, and the very first thing that we laid on the table that she pulled out was, how much are each one of us willing to put down on this festival? Now, those type of questions, right, means that an individual has to invest in the process. So I can't put $250 on the table and just get mad and walk away. And if I do, you know what I'm saying, there is still something there. At least with skin, it hurts. Many of us want to give, you know what I'm saying, but we don't want to give like the ancients used to give. When we used to give and we used to put skin in the game, it was truly a sacrifice. I'm putting my life on the line with yours. And this is what I have been running into in a lot of nation building situations, so-called nation building situations. People were not as invested. We had the same vision, but they weren't as invested in what we were doing as I was in some cases. And in some cases, I wasn't invested in other people's ideas as much as they were. So the question is, how can you trust somebody if they are not willing to put the sacrifice down? What is the sacrifice? What is the sacrifice to get in your life? What does a man have to do in order to get in your life? What does a woman have to do to get in your life? What does anybody, in order to get in your group, what is the sacrifice that somebody has to make in order to join your tribe? What is the sacrifice that an individual has to put forth? Or can anybody just walk in the door? Can anybody just be down? All they gotta do is be black. Let me tell you what I learned about that shit, right? When I was on campus and we did Just Us, when Just Us first started and Just Us popped off, you was able to be in Just Us just because you was black. No skin, you don't got to put no skin in the game. You ain't even got to come to study sessions. You're part of Just Us. So all of a sudden you got people around campus that don't have shit to do with you, talking about shit that you doing, right? That all of a sudden now, all, you know what I'm saying, all type of strange shit starting to happen, and your name is attached to it. Or, in some cases, strange people come into your meetings. They're black, they come in, you don't even know who they are. You don't know what they belong to. You don't know what type of energy they bringing in. You don't know what type of danger they present.
Be careful who you let into your home.
Oh, man. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us just got open door policies on our lives, on our relationships, on our organizations, just open door policy. Oh, he did.
You know what? That's kind of like the text that I received today. And my response was, partnering. Like, not necessarily like, okay, they can definitely come into the home. It's fine. But even if it's like, it's about building the relationship. The lion and the eagle did not build a relationship.
Right. And what the lion was asking for was, what are you willing to put into this relationship?
Exactly. For trust. That's it. They were trying to build a trust, and that's kind of how I felt when I responded to my text today. Like, again, we want to be discreet in who we are letting into our home, where we could still be. The neighbor could be cool. We don't have to let the neighbor into our home. We could support each other. You're bringing the grill out. I got corn to put on the grill. We can make it happen. They don't necessarily got to come into the home to be part.
I could dig it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, back in the day when two families, because now marriage is about individuals, but marriage used to be about families. And in some cases, and in some places it still is. When individuals got married, it was two families come together, and there was some type of exchange, some type of dowry that was exchanged. There was some lump sum, some sacrifice on the behalf of one family to another as a gift from one family to another, in a sense saying, hey, this is our security piece here. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that A, B, and C, D happens. You know what I'm saying? We're invested in this relationship. We're invested in making this happen. But we gave that up because a lot of us, we fall into this idea about this whole individualism shit. You know what I'm saying? When in fact, as a matter of fact, just to be part of our societies at one point in time, being born wasn't enough. After you reach a certain age, you had to be, in a sense, initiated in. You had to put that skin in the game. You had to prove that you were worthy to be part of it. Many of us, we tell each other, oh, you worthy just because you was born. But when you look at our ancient traditions, that wasn't a fact. That wasn't a fact. As a child, we took care of you. We rose you up. We took care of you. But if you did not come through the rites, you were not able to receive the blessing of the community to even be an adult, to even vote, to own land, to marry any of the women or any of the men in that society, because you had not went through the rites of passage, and you did not, in a sense, put your skin in the game. So we gotta, it's just crazy to me right now. You know what I'm saying? But somebody else go ahead, because I got a whole bunch of shit for this one. Go ahead. Y'all, you done got my mind moving. Who want to go? Welcome back, Lady Jane.
Thank you. Did you read another one?
No. We ain't go to another one yet. But if this one, if y'all feel we can move to another one, all right. We got Gye-Nyame Journey. Oh, who piloting Gye-Nyame Journey tonight? I recently had a conversation with a biker, and he was telling me all new members had to be a prospect for at least 2 to 7 years before they could attain the next level of trust, and the system of theirs actually helped them beat a lot of cases, because if a prospect happened to be a plant, they would never make it into the circle of trust. Now, let me say this. Gye-Nyame Journey, the idea for the Nation Builder, because it first was called Gye-Nyame Journey Nation Builder Club. And the idea for the Gye-Nyame Journey Nation Builder Club was the motorcycle clubs that have been in our community for a very long time. I'm just saying, because I'm like, boom, they was one of the only societies that had an extended rites of passage process. We have another caller from 614. Who is it? Who that?
It's Cynthia.
How you doing, Miss Cynthia?
I'm doing well. I'm watching it from YouTube, and so I think there's a limit on how much you can type in at one time. So that's why I decided to call in.
No, not on YouTube. It shouldn't be. Did it stop you? But I mean, you welcome to call in, but there shouldn't be. There's no limit on YouTube.
No, I was typing, and when I got finished and got ready to send it, it wouldn't send it. So I went back and shortened it, and it would send, but I didn't send it. I just went ahead and called.
Okay, cool. What's going on? Hit us with that wisdom.
Just a couple things based on what you were saying about what the ancients would do and how we would have to make a sacrifice. And so I guess it's a question. So how do we navigate that in this day and time? Because if you say, like you gave the example, how much is everybody willing to put down towards the Malcolm X festival? Well, I think sometimes some of us are in a situation like, well, if I put that $250 down, that's my electric, that's my car payment, that's whatever. And then there's nobody, like they don't have anyone to go to and say, hey, you know what, I put all my money towards the tribe this month. I need help. So basically a question/comment,
right,
on what some of the things you said earlier.
Now, here you go. Check this out. Now.
Well, it's not always about money.
Uh-oh.
Well, no.
It's
not. It's not.
I'm not taking away from what you're saying. I just want to add a comment to that. It's like sometimes it's that bartering field. Like, okay, well, I have this to offer. Well, I can set this booth up, and maybe that can increase revenue of some kind, But I think the point is to have something in the game, to show that you're a part of this too. We're on the same ship. If it's sink, we all sink. That type of, but we ain't sinking, we floating, y'all. But I'm just saying that type of, we're all together in this. Not, okay, well, there's a hole in the boat, but I'm about to go jump on this little boat right here real quick. It's kind of like working together during the good and bad times.
Right. So
yes, exactly.
Now, and then also, if it's a tribe, it should be to the tribe. You should be able to say, "Hey, hold on." See, because like if $250 is too high for you, what about fundraising? I mean, because there's other things you could do. So I mean, it's not about money, because this is a whole nother piece. Because $25 for one person might be in their life, and the impact on their life might be the equivalent of $250. So when I'm giving according to what is going to make me say ouch. See, because I believe that when we make sacrifices in some form or fashion, we got to say ouch, or it's not real. So whether you talking about money or whether you talking about putting in efforts or whatever, in some form or fashion, it has to be to a point where it makes you say ouch, because then people can see the reality of it. When I gave that money, that shit hurt, right? Because I not only gave for me, but I gave for the rest of my crew. So we going in, we doing, Brother Hatim put down a amount, but then I jumped up and said, well, Gye-Nyame Journey going to put in some. And I said, well, damn, I ain't clear with the rest of Gye-Nyame Journey. So I had to go on and make that shit happen. You understand what I'm saying? Ouch. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the initiation is about. It's about sacrifice. And it's about showing that, hey, I'm in here with y'all. Right? Boom. And then on top of that, when stuff needed to be moved, or we need to do fundraisers, or stuff need to be done, boom, I'm there as well as everybody else is on the team, because it's an assurity that you won't fly away soon as it starts raining, or soon as the man hit the door. You know what I'm saying? You're already telling everybody's name, giving up addresses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause hey, so those of us that's been out there, out there in that world, we know that's how it go down, because you be having those dudes that just be talking that real big game, or them girls, they talk that real big game, but soon as the conflict hit, you don't see them no more. Until after the conflict.
I mean, I agree that I'm not disputing that.
I know.
There needs to be some sacrifice, and people need to have an investment.
Right.
I'm just bringing that to the conversation to say reasons perhaps why sometimes folks might be hesitant.
Oh yeah. And the whole piece is understanding that if you really are in the tribe and you belong in that tribe, people gonna understand, because like I said, in some form or fashion, when we talking tribe, we really got to start really getting to know each other. It ain't just some shit we come to on a weekly basis. You know what I'm saying? It's some stuff where we are really getting involved in each other's lives, and we can really see. You know what I'm saying? You can really see. You know what I'm saying? Because sometime somebody will tell me, or I might tell somebody else, no, you don't need to get that much. That don't make no damn sense. I seen how you living. You don't need to get that much. I appreciate it. But we have to be wise enough, and we have to be honest enough with each other to be like, yo, you doing enough. You know what I'm saying? You can't, we're not going to allow you to be hungry. We're not going to allow you not to have no damn electricity so we can have a festival for a day. You understand what I'm saying? And if that type of sacrifice is required, you know what I'm saying, then let the one that's claiming to be up front do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, boom, because as a tribe, we get to know each other. We eat together. We talk together. We do things together. We get to know each other's kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, boom, all right. I see that you know what I'm saying? But a lot of us, we don't want to do that. We just want to look at the business end of tribe. You know what I'm saying? Because when we talk tribe, family, we got to understand that right now, there's a lot of people out here pimping the concept of tribe. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on in our community for a very long time. I won't say a lot of the tribes out there, but I'm quite sure y'all know them. They meet on Sundays, and it's just, some of them meet on Sundays, and it's a lot of pimping going on in these tribes. Those are tribes. Tribes are a group of individuals. It's the same basic definition of a nation. Same basic definition of a nation, except it's not as large. Nations are formed from smaller units. And of course, the culture should guide the behaviors. And if the culture is is based on a capitalistic idea, then of course I'm going to take as much from every last one of you as I can and give back as little as possible. And what we got to understand is that when we talking tribe and we talking about truly nation building, when we start sacrificing, we should start seeing some returns. And it always, once again, it goes back. It don't always have to be financial. Is your life benefit? Is your life getting better? You know what I'm saying? Like getting up in the morning, pouring with us. You know what I'm saying? One of the things I tell people, I need you to start looking around and start seeing what effects is this happening. That's skin in the game. You getting up at 5:15 with me in the morning, and you getting up and you checking and you commenting, and we having conversations early in the morning and you pouring, there has to be some benefits, because I'm not trying to waste your time. I'm coming from a real place, so I'm expecting real effects in the world. And if you're not seeing any benefits, if you're not seeing any growth, if you're not seeing what we call ancestral intercessions popping off in your life, then shit, I don't want to waste your time. You understand what I'm saying? Because as an individual in the tribe, I'm willing to lay it down for mine. So I'm gonna be looking at what you got. I'm gonna be looking at what you're doing. And then I'm gonna be able to help, or somebody else is gonna be like, nah, you ain't got to get that much, dude. But what we do need is we need somebody sitting up at the booth during this. So we got this fundraiser coming up. Can you help us with that? Can you help us set up tents when we go camping? You know what I'm saying? Can you transport some young people in your car to the campsite, or some adults to the campsite when we setting up the camp? Can you come on this Kuumba and help us organize or help us prepare the food, or help us with a training or something like that? See, because skin in the game is not just money, and I want, I sometimes it comes off in my conversation that's a major piece, but that's not the biggest piece. It's like, what do you have invested in what we doing? That's it. And Sister Cynthia, you brought up a good point, because people are out there thinking that. What if I didn't have that? We had people in the circle that didn't have that. And I tell you what they did though, but check this out. This is how cold our family is. I ain't got it. I'm gonna go out and raise it. And it was a beautiful and a powerful and a humbling thing. Beautiful, powerful, and humbling. That people was like, man, look, I'm with what you do. We need to celebrate Malcolm X. Same thing with Kwanzaa. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Marcus Garvey Festival. Hell, with the Marcus Garvey Festival, I had individuals where we had a little bit of money in a Gye-Nyame Journey account. I said, look, because of course we grew the salad, but we still have to pay so that we can make sure that the young people in the program keep going. So we bought the salad, we bought the fish, right? I thought I was pulling it out the account. I send the two brothers, both of them royal in our system. I don't want to say their names just in case they don't want people to know their business. But they went out and they spent their own goddamn money. I said, no, don't worry about that. I said, damn. You fed 100 people. I thought we were supposed to feed 100 people, but if you try to take all the credit, I'm not gonna take it from you. You understand what I'm saying? So so the ego, the lion was wise, because the lion is like, dude, what are you putting into our alliance? And that's what we got to say as individuals in our personal relationship. That's what we got to say as organizations, and that's what we got to say as a people, because we got people that are right now, they want to lump us into this group. People of color. And we have to be very clear. Our struggles is very different from everybody else's struggle out here. And everybody is riding the coattails of what our ancestors laid down so that they could get what they are getting. And we need to start being very clear with people. What skin do you have in the game? What skin do you have in this game? You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm talking about reparations. And I know other people out there, well, my people suffer too. They need reparations. Listen, that's between your people and the government. Now, I'm talking about our people getting reparations, and I'm bold enough to put up the tape around us and be like, look, this is the group I'm talking about, the specific group. This is the group that we're talking about right here. As well as get out there and get it too, because I don't believe in waiting for nobody to do something for me. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna still have to get my grind on, but if somebody owe us some money, and somebody owe my ancestors, I think it's kind of slapping them in the face by letting this motherfucker run around here with a pocket full of money that he got from us. Run around in my grandparents' house and on my great grandparents' land and farming on it and reselling it to other people, making money, and we ain't getting no benefit, but all tax money is going to the government. They've been supporting this whole thing all this time. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Skin in the game. I got skin in the game. Like I tell my kids all the time, man, my only inheritance from my grandfather was a couple of his suits and his tie. He worked his whole life. And this is what he had to leave his grandson. One of them. The question I have to always ask is, why is that? You know what I'm saying? Other people come here, shit. You know what I'm saying? They come in on the coattails of what he did and what his father before him, and his father before him, and his father before him. And everybody's benefiting off of it. And then they say they want to be partners with us, but they sitting up there flying away soon as problems hit. Come on now. That shit ain't right. That shit ain't right. And many of us have relationships like that. You helping them motherfucker every time something happen with them, you helping them. They need to move because they ain't got the rent. And you go over there and you help them. And they might need some extra money for electric bill. They might need some money for groceries. You go and you support them. They have a little project. You go and support them, and you call them one time for something that you doing, and they don't show up. We have to nix all that stuff. We need to nix all that stuff that's popping off with us. We need to mix now. So when you set a tribe, you set a boundary to where people, in order to cross into it, they have to be willing to put the skin in the game. They have to be willing to do as the lion says. How do I know with a surety? What are you depositing? The relationships that we have with each other are valuable. And we need to start wasting them on people that don't deserve them. We know from the past stories with the eagle and the lion and the fox and all, we know that all of these individuals are greedy, selfish individuals in all these stories. The lion know it because the lion just did in the last time we did it, the lion just did that shit to the fox. So the lion is saying, look, what you putting down? And I'm saying in your life, when people approach you, you need to be like, what are you putting down? I did a story. Oh, somebody better go. Y'all gonna just let me keep on running my mouth? Somebody better say something. I'm sorry. I'll be going off. Anybody want to say something before I go on? All right, they must be on mute. All right, so I wrote a story. Well, actually, I wrote a story for my daughters, some of my older daughters, some years ago. And the moral of the story was, I wanted my daughters to understand. I said, baby, it is always better to be a jewel in a man's crown than to be a notch on his belt. You know what I'm saying? And in the story, I took the framework of the story was basically what the Queen of Sheba did to Solomon. You know what I'm saying? What test have a man done to prove his worthiness? See, because when an individual put down something, they are telling you, look, I am worthy of this partnership. Not necessarily worthy of you, but they're worthy of what y'all building. It's a beautiful thing when people are willing to do that. It's a beautiful thing because then you see a whole nother side of them. A side you wouldn't see when you just giving away shit for free. When you just letting people in because they black, or you let them in because you knew them for your whole life, and you know you just boom boom boom, and they could just come in, and then as soon as I done been in too many situations where shit hit the fan and everybody gone, and you left there just standing holding the baby. Shit. So, all right. Maybe I need to move to another one. Well, no, it's almost 10 o'clock. This one served as well. So, Sister Miss Tracy, you got something you want to share? I was wondering, how did I end up calling myself? So you must be using that iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was one. I said, because it came up and I wasn't going to say nothing, but I keep on looking at that. That's an old picture of Cleve practicing meditation when he saw me doing it, and I called him with the light hitting him. But it's a nice little picture on there when you call into this to Gye-Nyame Journey. But,
okay. That's cool.
And so I'm looking at it, and it got my name. I said, how? I'm sitting right here. I called. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad we saw.
Did that freak you out a little bit?
Yes, for a second, you know what I'm saying? But then I started thinking about all the possibilities, and, you know, I could be calling from the future. Or I could be calling from the past. Or it could just be Miss Tracy's using that iPhone. I don't know. You know?
But no, I'm complete.
You say you who?
I'm complete.
Okay. How about you? You got something you want to share, Miss Cynthia? And I'm working on your ambrosia as we speak. I probably will be sampling some tomorrow on tomorrow morning show to see if it's ready to be bottled, and I will bottle it that night. And I'm gonna let it sit because I don't want you to get it and have it blow up. So I'm gonna let it sit and breathe for maybe about another day and a half, maybe let's say about 24 hours, 24 hours to 48 hours. Let it mature a little bit. Throw a little bit of that bee pollen in there. I'm not gonna put as much, so it's not gonna be as yellow as it was before. And also, let me ask you this while you're on the phone, Sister Cynthia. Do you want me to put it through the process where I could try to keep it sweeter longer, or do you like it as it ages?
The first batch was cool.
Okay.
However you do that time, you don't have to do anything, different for that for me. It's fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So we
okay, so I heard through the grapevine that if we turn in our other bottle, we get something in exchange for that.
Oh yeah. Big bottles I do $1. Small bottles I do $10. Yeah, we recycle.
One of the about the ambrosia. So like the little stuff that's in the bottom of that bottle, you can take that and start brewing.
Yeah, because yours didn't have any flavor. So I have to show you. If you hold on to what you got, I could show you, because there's a little thin film. It's called a SCOBY, and it's like a little. It's like a clear pancake or a white pancake that forms, that you'll see forming over top, right? All you gotta do is let it sit long enough. You'll see the same thing inside of apple cider vinegar. In real apple cider vinegar, you'll see the same thing forming, and you actually use the SCOBY from the apple cider vinegar too. But because the ambrosia you got had no egg, no other flavors, nothing added to it, you should be able to pull a SCOBY up out of there. So if you let that little bit sit, the SCOBY will form. But you ain't got to go through that process unless you want to, because if you want a SCOBY, hey, holler at me. I'll give you a nice piece of a SCOBY so that you go and start brewing your own stuff, because the more brewers we got, the more health benefits I got going out to our community, because I believe this is a form of medicine that I think that we really need to start really learning how to do, and you know what I'm saying? Being able to build up something of value that we can share with our folks.
Yep. Okay. So just let me know whenever it's ready. I'll be ready to get that from you.
You got anything coming up you want to announce?
No, not at this time. No.
And Kwame, I'm not going to forget your meeting. How many so far only heard Kwame? So far only heard about her from you and somebody else. I'm not gonna forget your Kwame drink. Also, let me announce we have a class. We have a warrior training coming up this weekend. I'm trying to get the brother there that's gonna be teaching the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I think we're going to have a dance and drum class. Of course, we're going to cover the philosophy and the drill and all that. So we're inviting the family out. Come on out. You know what I'm saying? Come on, make those sacrifices. And if we got enough money left, we're going to eat. I'm going to see what we could do. But, if we don't, it's going to be good chilling with y'all. But, all right, family. So, I guess this is it. It's so nice we had this time together just to share a laugh or sing a song. I'm just joking. All right, family. I want to thank everybody that popped up. Elder Daryl says to hit him up about the Tai Chi Okay. Oh, okay, cool. He must be talking about for the school. All right. Or maybe talking about for the Kaumbas. And if I did say the day wrong, y'all need to let me know so I can knock out those push-ups, because I'm not shy and I'm not scared of no push-ups. I still can push up with the best of them, right? So, family, I want to let you know that you have now been listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Welcome to the congregation of the mighty, and we just got done. We just slayed another one of these folk tales. And, of course, you know, this is Folk Tales for Grown Folks, and it's a Heart of Summer production. And as usual, we strive to blow up all your old paradigms. I'm out. Have a good night.